Hello, Carolyn.
Hey Amanda, how's it going? Happy after Thanksgiving.
Happy ever after Thanksgiving and to our audience. Hopefully, you had a great one. And should we start with our fabulous beginning?
Let's do it. We've had lots of in-person practice. I think we got it this week.
I think so. All right, here we go.
All right, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Unordinary
Unordinary conversations
with Amanda
and with Carolyn. Woo!
There we are. So
Good job.
I know. So how was your week, Carolyn? And obviously our audience knows we saw each other, I can't believe, a week ago and in person, and I was in your house and loved it. And now I miss you, but here I am in Pennsylvania and you're in Michigan. But how was your week?
My week was good. It was a little chaotic just because, in a good way, but just trying to cram everything in for a long weekend. And I'm excited to share that I've thoroughly enjoyed my long weekend. So that's that's a good lesson learned for me, is like downtime is okay to have, because I feel like even I did a little work, but I mean, I definitely had some downtime. So it felt really good. And I don't know, I'm just gonna like jump in and say that I think my biggest lesson learned is, I don't know if it's a lesson learned. It's just a feeling of realizing how much I learn from everyone around me, like whether it's family or friends or my son or strangers, right? Like everyone offers something. And I love that I'm open to it influencing me. And then the opposite of that is that it allows me to influence other people. And every day is a huge opportunity to receive, and then also to pay it forward, I guess. Not to be cliche, but that's the word I'm using right now. I feel like this week was a lot of pushing boundaries and asking for more and having patience and faith and trust. And I don't know, it's my personal growth is like kind of like from that is I just need to keep pushing forward, and I don't have all the answers, and that's okay. No one does, right? That's why the work we're doing is so important. And you know, it goes personally and professionally. It goes both ways. And as long as I keep pushing forward, I get to wear the smiley face of resilience. And I think resilience looks good on me. We talked about our book launch in the previous episode, and I just want to again say that I'm thankful for your support and everyone around me. And again, it's all about learning and influencing, and I'm excited, and I'm in it, and I'm doing it.
Yeah.
How about you?
Well, I'll share, but I love how you said that there was some balance where you had that downtime, because I think sometimes our downtime is actually our brainstorming time, and it really shifts us. So I love that, and I had some of that this week too. So just like you said, last week was just episode 18, our special episode, and now this is episode 19. Can't believe
Episode
it.
19.
I know, it's amazing. And so last week I would say just reflecting. I had come to Michigan last week, and it was an honor with you and Mark and your son Alex, but just meeting everybody at M3 Linked, and also being able to meet people there, and really just was honored. It was great to see Jerry and just everybody. But I would say that was amazing, and just knowing that there's people that you meet like you, right? Like you had no idea that we would, become really good friends, like just not mentor, but also know that there's a purpose to it, in different ways that we may not even know. But I just loved it, and I just am celebrate you. And it was great to be there for your book launch, which I know last week we talked about. But Carolyn has her Queen book, which is amazing, and right, hopefully I'm saying that correctly, but I love it, and it's for a good cause, and she has an amazing heart. So if you haven't gotten it, make sure you do. And we'll show that, later. We had that in the last episode. We'll talk about that. But I think just reflecting and knowing it was like just a really great time to like enjoy things, even if I almost got lost. But I started something good though, actually, because I began my mileage, and I'll say I've been sticking with my mileage and being outside, which is amazing because I love being outside. So this has been a whole week, and even today I went to the gym. I just did biking because I count it biking too, because that matters.
Absolutely.
So I did that, but basically I love that, but it's like I'm coming more alive because that's my heart. So anyway, I started that in Michigan, so I celebrate that. And I think this week was like a time of like family. It was my book launch. So there was a lot of new, putting myself out there and knowing my story is interesting. It's all raw, it's transparent, and I don't hold anything back from what I've gone through. And so it's new, right? And it's going to be, I'm hoping, impacting people, or they might have to process some of what I've gone through, or they may not understand. But my hope is that everybody can read it and say, I can relate to something of it, and they get some type of wisdom, and it impacts their life in healing, and for hope. And so I would say my week was kind of like yours, where there was balance. And I'm finding, even as I move out and step out, even with the book, it was more of like me being willing to have my voice out there and launch something that I don't know how to impact people. And, there may be people that don't like it, people that do, and be okay with that. Like, still move out, because I know that it's a time to do that. And like any pioneer, right, Carolyn, like any pioneer in any area, that's part of it. You're going to have people that are for you, people that don't get it, and people that aren't sure till later. And so for me, it was doing that bravely and having the courage, and also knowing that when you do that, you're going to have support. Sometimes you won't. But what matters is that you know that it's okay to step out, no matter what it looks like, and it's going to be okay. So that was my.
No, I think that's awesome. And it also made me just think of one more thing that I was thinking of is, and just having a book launch, or having just any launch, just doing anything that's out of the ordinary, right? So I would say for myself, having this experience is unordinary. And sometimes over the past week, I felt uncomfortable and questioned, am I deserving of this? And oh my God, what am I doing? What was I thinking? I could write a book, and self-doubt. And I think that that's a reality. And so that's why I want to share it. And I want to take my self-doubt and put it out there, so that, not that it can go away, but so that I can learn from it and see the progress and see my own growth. And it's like you said, you're going to get mixed reviews. I mean, that's life, right? And we are in it. We are excited about what we're doing in our own book journeys, and we're doing it together. And I think that's really, really cool. And the self-doubt, trying something new, is just a part of trying something new. And I think that I still feel safe, and I still am focused on feeling safety, so that I am able to receive more benefits from the launch, and from sharing, and from trying to be an influencer on other people's lives. So
Absolutely.
on the same page. Okay, I got a really good question for you today. I'm really excited about this question. Okay, so during the holidays, and kind of like all this time of year, Thanksgiving, Christmas included, what is a favorite food that you enjoy outside of your home, and you don't have it at home because you'll just have too much of it? Like, you'll just be like, I can't, it's there, like I obsess about, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what is it? What do you look forward to eating during the holidays that you wouldn't typically have at your house?
That's a great question. A lot of things, but I would say, I would say my favorite. Well, this year I made apple tart pie, and it's one of my favorites because I don't like the top crust, and so I made it. I love to cook, but I don't have a lot of people to cook for, so I love Thanksgiving and the holidays to cook. So I actually made an apple tart, and honestly, like that's the kind of thing where, like, if I had that at my house, obviously there's self-control now, but honestly, I could eat the whole pie, like in a day or two, like it's, because it's just it's the yummy soft apples. Like who doesn't love that? And so anyway, that's something that I probably wouldn't want to have all the time because I would eat it. It's so good. So that's a fun one, but yeah, that's my answer is apple
Okay, I love
pie.
it.
Yeah.
No, I know it's like, you walk by, throughout the day, and then all of a
Yeah.
sudden in one day, it's like, wait, where's that pie? And it's
Right.
like, oops.
Oops, I had the pie all day. Yeah, so that is my favorite, I would say. And like pecan pie is good too, but it's a little sweeter. But yeah, I would say pie
Awesome.
is something I'll do. That's a great question. So my question for you would be, what is one of your favorite things to do? We were talking because we're on the holidays. What's one of your favorite things to do to build memories during like the holiday season? Like what is something, maybe you go somewhere with family, or maybe when you're younger you did it and it's just something that brings up good memories for you?
Okay, so it's twofold. One is I love driving through in my area, downtown Birmingham, and that's where we had lunch, just to give you a visual, like a thought. And right after Thanksgiving, they light it up like a Christmas tree, literally. And every day driving home from work, I take the long route home so that I can drive down what's called Maple, the name of the road, because I love to see the lights. And I shared that with someone last year, and now they're hooked on doing it. So I just think that's kind of cute, and then the family, tonight is the first night of Hanukkah, so happy Hanukkah. And we love to decorate our Hanukkah tree, and I'm not going to say we, it's more Mark and Alex, but just enjoy it as a family. It's just a ritual, and we have funny little decorations, and it's just a combination of Hanukkah and Christmas and love and whatever, and we have tons of gifts underneath it, and I always go crazy, and I always say I won't go crazy, and this year I am like, oh my god, what was I thinking? But tradition is mom spoiling and going overboard and enjoying the decorating and enjoying the decorations of everywhere. I like that. Thank you.
Yeah, I love it. And actually, it's funny because I do like lights. I used to go with my family all the time. We like to go to the lights in the parkway, which I want to do this year. I'll probably do that with my family. But I love when you're talking about, I thought it was funny because like there's another thing we have in common, because when we did the tree, I'm like not a fan. Like we always play the Alvin and the Chipmunks as your kids, right? Like we love playing that while we do the tree. My dad used to hate bring down the tree, grumble. And my mom was like, let's get the tree down. And then everybody else likes to put on the lights and the bulbs. I hated it. Like I don't know why. I don't like decorating the tree. And everybody else does. So I like learned how to do it, just to kind of do it so that we could do, but it's not my favorite thing. So I thought that was funny that you don't either.
Of course, right?
Yeah. So anyway, but that's funny. So yeah, so there you have it. I loved hearing about those memories. Great. And so again, like today, I feel like we had a lot of nostalgia and also a lot about holidays, but also about the twists and turns even in our thinking as we're moving, right? Evolving, like you said, like the self-doubt and the confidence with it, because opposite of doubt is confidence. The opposite of confidence is doubt. And just like the thought processes we go through as we continue to evolve. So I actually have a quote, if you're okay with me sharing it for today.
Sure, please.
I had it. So and I think it goes with what we're talking about. Life has many twists and turns, and sometimes what looks like a very bad day can be just clearing the way for good things to come. And that's by J. Kim Wright. And I think, as we're talking, right, we have those ups and downs, or we're even thinking and shifting our mindset. And with that, and as we step out into new things, that happens, right? Where we're like, what is going on? But out of it, we have strength and confidence, or out of it might be like a huge momentum that we have. And even if in the mundane, sometimes that's where we get our greatest thoughts. Like you were saying, I had some time where I got to sit down, and we think that that's not doing anything, but it produces so much. So anyway, that was my quote.
That is wonderful. And my favorite part about it is the concept of clear the way. Yeah. Because that is an ongoing process, right?
Yes.
And I think just the awareness of clearing the way is really important. So I'm glad you said that. Always, I always need the reminder myself, right?
Oh, yeah, me too.
Excuse me. My quote, I received a card, like a congratulations card, and on the cover of the card, it says, "You are a wonderful creation," by Oscar Wilde. And he was absolutely, I read about him, I didn't know so much about him before, but Oscar Wilde was very much ahead of his times and very much had to believe in what an awesome creation he was to fulfill everything that he did. I mean, he's brilliant. And we are all wonderful. So clear the way and enjoy the beautiful creation that you are. You deserve it. And have a piece of apple pie.
Not the whole plate, but yeah, but if you do, it's
Right.
okay. It's okay.
Right.
Just tomorrow's
Right.
okay. You can have. But yes, no, I love that. That's great. Yes, and that we are amazing creation, and there's so much to create. So thank you, Carolyn, for that.
You're welcome.
Now, obviously, we went through, that was great little questions, but I want to let the audience know that we are on LinkedIn and we have our own page called Unordinary Conversations. You can like or follow it. The other great thing is that we have some things coming up, but by now you're probably seeing it on it, but we are actually shifting over to our own YouTube channel, because you'll be on episode 19, so you'll know this, but you'll probably hear this. So we're going to be on our own Unordinary Conversations YouTube channels. Make sure you like, share, and tell your friends if you're watching this for the first time, because this is every week that we have this. And we're also going to be on our podcast. You can listen to it via audio on the way to work or home and share that. And hopefully we're also shifting to link to our Facebook, so we can have different ways that you can get a hold of us. And again, our heart is to share our week and also our different thought processes, right? Carolyn and I are entrepreneurs and pioneers, and so we love for you to, we don't even know what we're going to say each week, but somehow it does overlap, and we hear things that you're hearing too, that we hear for the first time. Like, I didn't know some of the things I'm going to hear from Carolyn, and vice versa. So we hope that you enjoyed this episode.
Yes.
And anything else you want to share, Carolyn?
Encourage you to everyone, our audience, clear the way and make it an awesome, beautiful week. And we're here. You can re-listen to any of our episodes anytime.
Yes.
Sometimes you might just need us. You might need a dose of what's unordinary. And remember to write down your own unordinary thoughts and concepts, because it's fun to see what they turn into. And I think with that, we can yes, wrap it up and do a good job again on this, right? We're working so hard at practicing.
Yeah, I said one other little thing.
Sure.
Quick. So the last thing I also want to share is, by now, if you didn't hear about this or see this, Carolyn has her book. You want to share about your book real quick, or like, I don't know if you have it with you.
Okay, yeah, no, real quick. So A Whimsical Tale of the Letter C, with all its support from A to Z. And it really, the basis is how important it is that we all support each other, and the letter C can't do it on its own, nor can any other letter in the alphabet. And I'm working now to tie my book into my website, queenllc.com. It all fits together, but I'm working on my messaging so that it flows and everyone understands. And that's a little part of my self-doubt, is figuring that out and knowing that not everything's quite connected yet. But I'm going to do that. And I would love to throw that right back at you, Amanda, and share my the #1 best-selling book. I'm so excited for you. Tell me.
So thank you again for
Tell us.
Well, yes, I will. Thank you for your title, because I said Queen earlier, because I just know that from you.
Well, and that's the thing, is linking it all together. I'm working on it.
Yeah.
Process.
Yeah. Well, we'll do a strategy session. We should do that anyway. So because I'm thinking, I can't help it. I like strategy, so I think right away. Anyway, so my book is Silent No Longer: Finding My Voice After Complex Trauma, and that went on Amazon this week, and I'm really grateful for Square Tree publishing, but it went on November 26th. So by the time you guys are all seeing this, it's probably gonna be June. And so that is my own story, and it's on Amazon. It was like #1, for the autobiographies. I was just really excited and thankful, and for all the support. And I do have a children's book. That's what Carolyn and I have in common. It's called I Am Worthy, Valued, and Loved on Amazon. I wrote that a couple years ago, but the book now is my own story. And I have Healthy Roots LLC, which is really just as we have healthy mindset, healthy thinking, and whole healthy as our whole well-being, then comes out all the fruit, right? Everything comes out of the true part of our heart that's full of peace, joy, and love, and full of that peace, because we're just in flow. We're not having to try so hard, because you can't, like, I always say I can try to do all kinds of fruit, but when I'm actually flowing, fruit just comes. It just comes flowing. So anyway, that's
Big
my
juicy apples fruit.
yes. And I do have mine, like Carolyn has her queen. I have www.amandahelmet.com, which is where I house everything, and I blog. So certainly you can check that out for coaching. And Carolyn, I know, is working through that, but her site and how do I connect things. But yeah, I do a lot with coaching and consulting and all that kind of stuff. So we both are writers. Carolyn and I, we like to pioneer and think and be creative. So with that said, and those are our books. So check them out. You can always check out Carolyn's site to get that book, or message her, or message us, on Unordinary Conversations, and she'll reply back to you, or we'll get it. And you can always message me if you have any questions about our books, because we have lots of books. So with that said, now, Carolyn, I think we can close out.
All right, 1, 2, 3. Unordinary conversations
with
with
Amanda
and with Carolyn. And thanks, love you guys. Thanks so much for being part of us.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Thank you.